What is up, guys? Wraith here, Great Bearded Gaming Society. As promised, we got the level, we got new spells, we came back to the chessboard to exact some revenge. It's one of the first places that we could think of where we could probably safely kind of set out on our own for a little bit, check out our new spells, get a little bit more used to them, I should say. One of the things that we arrow down range. These guys have a pretty far field level range, which is handy. Some will be green, some will be blue. I think it'll be a pretty good experience. I think it should be a pretty good time, and it'll let us work up our brand new Undead Blast, which we've been waiting for so long. It's not only, the extra levels we've got will help out being at the chessboard here, but that blast makes a huge difference because it takes just chunks of life off these guys. Now, obviously, we need to be careful because we don't want to just wreck through our mana pool trying to pretend like we're wizards. But it is a very useful spell. It'll carry us a long ways in some other places too, because now we should be able to somewhat, our spells will always be a little bit behind, obviously, what a cleric's going to do. But we should be able to tic-tac through some undead style areas for some pretty good experience. I think this place will be a pretty good experience for us at the same time. So we got greens, we got some dark blues. We're not going to do a lot, I don't believe, in the loot department. I don't think that's going to be a big strength of this place. However, we'll find out. I mean, we got a bishop over here. We're going to wreck him and then wreck his little pet here. Probably, just because there are two of them, we'll be a little bit more careful. But overall, like I said, it's great. We got our add-on buff here with Holy Armor, so now we can give ourselves a little bit more armor class to go with everything else we got. We got our upgraded heal spell, which is just spectacular. I should say, because a minor healing it is what it is. It's 10 mana cost. I believe it's a 1-for-1 in terms of just being ridiculously efficient. Yes, I believe it heals for like 10. I think I'd actually have to look it up. It's 5 to 10. Light healing is going to heal for quite a bit more. I think this one is 35 to 40-ish, I believe. And, it's 25 mana, so we can just get a lot done so much faster, which, again, it's just handy. We got disease and poison cures now for ourselves. We get a little bit braver there. Of course, still have Flash of Light, which is mostly our aggro. Lull, which will be awesome. So if we get some of these camps, and it's obviously not going to work on these two because it's a boy and his imaginary friend. I guess we should finish betting first. It's a boy and his imaginary friend. We'll have to deal with the bishop and the pet. We'll probably take out the pet first, I think, just because he's melee. Don't worry about the bishop. Clean ourselves up afterwards. Because now we should be able to remove any low-level poison or disease dots they put on us, which should be pretty slick. We do right now. We actually have Spook the Dead just because we are here, which seems like it could be somewhat useful. I mean, I don't think we're gonna have to lull any of these. They're far enough apart. We'll find out in a second if I start running for the hills. I'll put it that way. But I really don't think we'll have to Flash of Light too many of these guys. So we should be okay in that regard. But of course, the big winner, that for us at least will be the Ward Undead, because it'll just give us a lot of places where we can go and we can work. So let's see if we can't get the pet out the way pretty quick. Like I said, just so strong at this level. So strong. When I actually got here earlier, the place was busy, it was camped, so I just camped out kind of in a corner and figured I'd try back later tonight after most normal people have gone to bed. There was a cleric out here, and of course he was just absolutely wrecking shop because he was pretty much doing exactly what I'm doing now, but he was doing it at a safer distance because with the melee guys, he'd run up and he'd mix it up a little bit. He had his little mace and a shield, but he was also able to just, things they couldn't cast back on him, he could just root them and nuke them. So, but either way, like I said, we are here. I think we're going to work away on these guys. I think kind of prattling on here. We had kind of an any which way you could situation just to try to finish up and get our new spells. We sitting in Crushbone. Of course, the other day we were at the Slaver Caves and holding our own there. Earlier today, we were actually at the Slaver Pits on the far side, and it was a very interesting situation. It worked out very well for us because there was one kind of bigger guy in the zone, and he was beating up on the Taskmaster, and only the Taskmaster, and leaving everything else behind, which meant I could get the normal slavers just fine. I could also get the few centurions that were actually big enough to give us experience. He's down, and it's rusty. Okay, I was hopeful for maybe a piece of bronze, but like I said, for me it worked out great because what we were able to do. Apparently we got somebody beating up some of the dwarves over here. What we were able to do was just pick off just the stuff that we needed, just the stuff that we wanted, leave everything else alone. So much faster. It's amazing. Now, one thing that we did have that was quite pucker factor for a few minutes there is while we were let's drop that, mim this. While we were in our little back corner right there, for the longest time we were left alone. It was awesome. And then right towards the end, for whatever reason, things just started trying to go sideways. And not because mobs were giving us a hard time or anything like that. We were pushing through our mobs just fine and not having any problems. But people kept trying to kind of sneak in behind us and set up behind us for some reason in that back corner. Even when I told them, it was like, hey, this spot's kind of taken. If you could, go elsewhere, that would be super. A couple of times they'd get in over their head because, of course, that back corner leads to the bridge. The bridge goes to Legos, etc., etc. So finally, at the end of the night, like I had just freshly minted my level, like went ding, turned around. This guy had a Centurion get away from him, ended up with a Lego, and I'm like, I'm in half-life from fighting my mobs. I just got my level. I am out. You are on your own. And I hate to do that to people, but I'm like, I'm not giving up a life for somebody squatting in my area, and I'm not giving up my life and level. So I kind of left him there to do his own thing. We might throw some of that stuff in at the end. One of the funny things that happened, of course, during the course of the day was there was a gigantic train. And I'll lay claim to our chessboard here. There was a gigantic train, and I believe I caught some of it. Just I was kind of filming as I went, and I might throw that one on here just so you can see. Like somebody filed out pretty much the entire castle, and had there not been a bigger person in zone to derail that train, I think it would have pretty much cleaned out most of the zone. It was pretty impressive. If I can find the footage, I'll throw it on at the end of this. But we are here. We're using our new spells. We're going to check out these guys here. The only one I'm not sure about is the king. How often he spawns. I think we should not have any trouble with any of the rest of these guys. We should be able to merrily move through, get some pretty decent experience. Again, the loot's not going to be great, but it's a change of pace. We're using our new spells. Go team. And I'm thinking up next, we might have to swing back by maybe Unrest. But I have a feeling it's time to hit the road. Level safety be damned, so to speak. It might be time to hit the road with some Undead Blast and this level range. I'm feeling like Befallen might be a pretty good option for this guy. We'll have to see. We will have to see. But I'm trying to think of, and I didn't bring it with me. I was going to say one last thing I was at least able to do was all of the belts I got today. I sold all of those. And then there was somebody in zone using the keys. I'm just going to pull with the blast. Just take this. Wow! There was somebody who was actually buying the keys from the slavers I was killing. So, and we writhe in a touch of agony. We've been harm touched. But that's about as much as you're going to do to me, champ, because we are going to beat you slap to death. But it was pretty handy. Like I said, I mean, managed to make somewhere in the neighborhood of 35-ish plat, I think, which was pretty good. Especially being, as how it was Crushbone. So, but we are going to work through these guys. We're going to raise up some skills. We're going to blast the bejesus out of them. We'll keep up with you guys here. I've been feel like I've been rambling on for quite a while now. I'll link in some of the cool footage if I can find it again. But until next time, hope everybody enjoyed this one. We're finally at a different spot. We're getting a little vengeance for me to run off last time. Again, if you guys like what we're doing, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you're doing the challenge yourself, how's the challenge going for you? What interesting combination did you come up with? And at the same time, how many lives do you have left? Let us know down below, guys. I would love to hear from you. But until next time, hope everybody has a great one. We'll see you then. Good night, guys.